Hare Krishna all. Welcome to Shubha Mangalarati. We will start with the short Srimad Bhagavatam class. Shri Shri Radha Madhavashta Sakhi Vrinda Ki Jai, Panchatattva Bhagavan Ki Jai, Sarva Vigna Vinashaka Bhakta Vatsala Shri Lakshmi Nrsimhadev Bhagavan Ki Jai, Rajapu Jagannath Baldev Subhadramaya Sudarshan Ki Jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Padita Pavana Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. So we'll be discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 17, verse number 15. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 1.17.15. Angaha sva iha bhuteshu yag agaskrin nirankushaham aharthasmi bhujam sakshat amritya swapi sangadham. Word to word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Word to word meaning, Angahasu iha. To the offenseless, bhuteshu living beings, yah the person, agahakrit commit offense, nirankusha upstart, aharta asmi, I shall bring forth bhujam arms, sakshat directly, amratasyaha api, even one who is a demigod, sa angadham with decorations and armor. Translation: an upstart living being who commits offense by torturing those who are offenseless shall be directly uprooted by me, even though he is a denizen of heaven with armor and decorations. Purport: the denizens of heavenly kingdom are called amara or deathless due to their possessing a long span of life far greater than that of human beings. For a human being who has only a maximum 100 year of duration of life, a span of life spreading over millions of years is certainly considered to be deathless. For example, from the Bhagavad Gita, we learn that on the Brahmaloka planet, the duration of one day is calculated to be 43 lakh into 1000 solar years. Similarly, in other heavenly planets, one day is calculated of their years. Therefore, in all higher planets, since the span of life is far greater than that of a human being, the denzians are called deathless by imagination. Although actually no one within the material universe is deathless. Maharaj Parikshit challenges even such denzians of heaven if they torture the offenseless. This means that the state executive head must be as strong as Maharaj Parikshit so that he may be determined to punish the strongest offenders. It should be the principles of state executive head that the offender of the courts of God is always punished. Hare Krishna. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथा मह्यं ददान्ति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललितं Shri Vishakhanvithamscha, He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate, Gopesha Gopika Kanta, Shri Radha Kanta Namostute, Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, Radhe Vrindavaneshwari, Vrishabhanu Sute Devi, Pranamami Hari Priye, Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्री वासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 तो श्रीमती जय पताकस्मि आचार्य पदाय विदायक प्रदाय गोरख नगर क्रमतारिणी विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण कृष्ण तो श्रीमती भक्त वेदांत स्वामी Namaste, Saraswati Devi. Acharya Nirvishesha Shunyavadi. So, Hare Krishna. Today, we'll be discussing from the 15th verse of chapter 7 and canto 1. So before I share points from Srimad Bhagavatam, I request all the devotees to please bless me so that I can speak in line with Srila Prabhupada's purport for my personal purification and for the pleasure of my Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna. So we'll go through the translation once and see what Prabhupada has written. An upstart living being who commits offenses by torturing those who are offenseless shall be directly uprooted by me, even though he be a Denzian with armor and decorations. So, in the previous verses, we have been seeing how Parikshit Maharaj saw that Kali, disguised in form of a king, he is punishing the cow and the bull. And we have heard from various previous speakers as to how they've glorified the verses so nicely, stating how Maharaj Parikshit comes and he asks the cow and the bull as to who is being torturing them. And these are the couple of series where we have heard from Radha Mataji as to how Maharaj Parikshit, he first introspects and after that he goes and he asks even when bull comes and tells that this is what has happened, he first tries to analyze the situation and the circumstance, and he tries to give out his decision later on. And even Sugunamai Mataji, she had so nicely explained as to how first you have to introspect and then take the guidance of the leader and then arrive at a decision. With the same, in the same word, in going down with the same verses, here we can see as to how Parikshit Maharaj is asking asking the cow and the bull to tell them who is the person who is torturing them. And even though Maharaj Parikshit is telling, even though let him even be a denzian of heaven, no matter what, even though he's having the most strongest weapon with himself, I am ready to fight. Because why, what is the reason that Parikshit Maharaj is giving? He's telling that he because Kali, dressed in form of a king, he is punishing the offenseless. And we all know, as an ideal leader is one who can't tolerate injustice or offenses happening to innocent people or innocent citizens of of his kingdom. Because we have seen how praja doesn't just mean the human beings. I was hearing from His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. So when we ask what is the population of a particular country, usually in the census you can see that only the human population is being counted, right? So that is a wrong assumption that only humans belong to the population, only humans are prajas, they only fall under the category of citizenship. But you can see past then, even the animals are considered to be the population of that particular kingdom. And we have seen as to how Parikshit Maharaj is protecting each and every citizen of his kingdom. And here he tells that to protect the citizens, Maharaj Parikshit is ready to go to any extent. He's telling even if he's a denzian of heaven, even if he's a demigod with, armed with all the weapons, he's packed with all the weapons and even ready to fight him, because he's troubling, he's torturing a praja of the kingdom that Maharaj Parikshit is ruling, right? So in the purport, you can see that Srila Prabhupada writes that the denizens of heavenly kingdom, they're called Amara. So, or what does Amara mean? That means they are deathless. But if you go back and you can see that demigods are never deathless. It is just that we are imagining them to be deathless. So Srila Prabhupada writes that they are called deathless by imagination, imaginary deathless. So when I was preparing for the class, I was hearing one of the lectures, and in that, a senior Vaishnava, he was mentioning as to how once they purchased a TV for the temple. When they purchased a TV for the temple, what in while advertising the TV, it was written that you can time killing serials. That means you can kill your time by watching the serials that come on the TV. So that is one of the package that they would have got with the TV or whatsoever. So that was one of the branding advertising strategy for that particular brand from where they had purchased TV. So Prabhu was mentioning, so if you read it says that it is time killing serial. But just by watching the serial, it doesn't mean that you're killing the time. The time will flow at the same pace it is supposed to. So, what is it that you're imagining that you're killing time? Actually, you are not. So you're imagining that you're killing time, because time, Krishna says that I am time, and time comes in form of death, and we all know how within a span of time, everybody has to leave the material world and he has to quit the body, because Krishna says he's time. So that means if you're killing time, that means that you are superior than the Supreme Lord, but that is not the actual fact. So it is imagination that the time is being killed by watching that particular series. So similarly here, the demigods, they are deathless by imagination. They're not in literal sense deathless, just that it is we are imagining that they are deathless. We can even see how when Hiranyakashipu did tapasya, he did austerity to become deathless. And when Brahma appeared and he asked the boon, what did Lord Brahma tell? Hiranyakashipu told that give me a boon, grant me a boon wherein I can become deathless. I don't want to die. But what did Brahma tell? Brahma told that I cannot give you that boon because I myself is conditioned to the laws of the laws of the God, and I myself have to die. So I cannot give you something that I myself don't possess. So ask me something that I can grant you, which is within my possession. So what does that mean? Even Brahma, the secondary creator, is prone to death. So Guru Maharaj, he tells that why are we imagining that we are deathless? When I was hearing to one of the lectures of Guru Maharaj, in that Guru Maharaj was mentioning, if you look at the ant, right? The ant lives only for maybe some days, maybe 5, 6 days. That is the lifespan of the ant. And when this ant looks at human, he thinks he's deathless because the humans are leading having a greater lifespan than the ant. So when you, for example, you take these flies, the fireflies, right? They get attracted to the fire or the light. So these insects, their lifespan is very minimum. So when these insects look down to the humans, they feel the humans are deathless. Why is it? Because the lifespan of these flies are only for a couple of hours. But so if they're looking down to humans, they feel that, oh yeah, these people may be deathless. Why is it? Because we are leading a longer lifespan than these fireflies. So, with a similar way, when we as humans look at the lifespan of demigods, we may feel that they're deathless. So, Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj was mentioning that the lifespan of Brahma is 311 trillion years. So, when you look at the lifespan of Brahma, he may seem deathless, but the actual fact is he is not. And that is why Srila Prabhupada tells that they're deathless by imagination and not in literal sense. Nobody, we know this, that everybody is subject to the laws of material nature and nobody can supersede it. It is only the Supreme Lord who is deathless, and nobody can become deathless. So, when you see so that is why the demigods here they are assumed to be deathless. But what is Maharaj Parikshit telling? Even though they appear to be deathless by imagination, I am ready to fight them. Why not they even be demigods or denizens of heaven? I am ready to fight them because they're offending the offenseless. So we have seen this, how the various instances in Srimad Bhagavatam where uh, there are people who have been offended, there are devotees who have been offended for, even though they're offenseless, right? So we can see how Prahlad Maharaj, he was offenseless. What was he doing? He was chanting the holy names of the Lord. He was a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord. And what did Hiranyakashipu do? He committed offense, n number of offenses against Prahlad Maharaj just because he was devotee of the Lord. We all know what all Prahlad Maharaj has gone through and how Hiranyakashipu was torturing him, right? So he was thrown from the cliff, he was stamped by an elephant, he was given poison by his own father. All this, Hiranyakashipu did all this. He committed offense against such a pure devotee of the Lord who is offenseless. And what happened? Lord came in form of Lord Narsinghadev and he awarded him death. So, similarly, you can see in the case of Durvasa Muni, how Durvasa Muni, he committed offense against a pure devotee as Amrish Maharaj. So, the only thing Amrish Maharaj did was breaking his fast when he had gone to take his morning bath. So just because of that, Durvasa Muni assumed that he has committed an offense, and he became angry. And with his anger, he created a fire demon to destroy, to kill Amrish Maharaj. And as a result, what happened? Lord sent his Sudarshan Chakra. Why did Lord do this? Because Durvasa Muni committed offense against offenseless, who is Amrish Maharaj. So, in this way, the Lord is protecting his devotees who are offenseless, and when offense is being committed against them. So similarly, Maharaj Parikshit, who is a representative of the Supreme Lord. How is he a representative of the Supreme Lord? Because he is Raja. So that king is considered to be the representative of the Supreme Lord. So Maharaj Parikshit considered himself to be the representative of the Supreme Lord, and he is following the footsteps of the Supreme Lord. And when there is offense being committed against a cow who is considered to be as good as a mother, and a bull who is considered to be his father, when offense is committed against these creatures in the kingdom of Maharaj Parikshit, he is unable to tolerate it. And what is he telling? I am ready to face anybody in order to get justice for what offense is being committed against these creatures. So we can see how is Maharaj Parikshit getting that courage, wherein he can fight the demigods. From where is he getting it? Is from his uh, forefathers, that is Arjuna. We can see how Arjuna, he fought demigods, right? He fought Indra, he fought Shiva, he got his Pashupatastra from Shiva by fighting against Shiva. We all know the story wherein he was meditating upon Lord Shiva, and then Lord Shiva disguised as a hunter, and then both Arjuna and Shiva shoots an arrow at the wild boar, and there is a they both are into this conversation, which turns out to be a conflict as to who shooted the arrow. And then they both keep fighting, and later the hunter Shiva, who is disguised in form of hunter, he comes back to his original form as Lord Shiva, and then Arjuna seeks for blessings, and he gets the Pashupatastra from Lord Shiva. And even we can see how Arjuna fought against Lord Indra in the Khandiva forest, in the burning of Khandiva forest. We all have heard this pastime when they were sent to exile, and it so happened that Agni Dev approaches Lord Krishna and Arjuna, telling that he has lost his appetite, and the only solution that he has got to get regain his appetite is by burning the forest of Khandiva and consuming the animals there. So when Agni tries to do this for many years, Lord Indra is coming and showering down rain, and Agni is unable to do it, because we know they are two different ends, right? So the fire can be extinguished by water, and they how and why is Lord Indra doing it? Because his friend, the dynasty of Nagas, the Takshaka, he's there, and he promised Takshaka that he'll protect him. And that is why when Agni is trying to consume the forest, Lord Indra is downpouring the showers, and he's protecting Takshaka there. So in this way, Agni approaches Arjuna and Krishna, and he tells that he has to consume the forest in order to get back his appetite. And then we know how Arjuna fights against Indra, and later Indra gets defeated, and then Agni consumes the entire Khandiva forest. So the context is that how is Parikshit Maharaj getting this power to even fight against the demigods is because of his forefathers. His grandfather Arjuna has an history of fighting over the demigods, and not that Arjuna was that powerful. So if you see, Arjuna is like a normal human being. When you consider him to Indra is on a platform of a demigod. Even for that matter, Shiva is on a platform of demigod. How is that Arjuna is getting that power to defeat demigods who are on a higher platform than Arjuna? Is that because he is being empowered by the Supreme Lord? He's being empowered by the Supreme Lord Krishna, not that he just trusted on his own power, and then he waged a war against the demigods. No, when he waged a war against Indra, Lord Krishna was present there. He was empowered by Krishna. Similarly, here, even Parikshit Maharaj, he is being empowered by the Supreme Lord. He is a representative of the Supreme Lord, and because of that empowerment, because of that, Parikshit Maharaj is telling, even if it is demigod, I'm ready to fight for the citizens of my kingdom. So now, Srila Prabhupada, he writes in the purport that this means that the state executive head must be as strong as Maharaj Parikshit. He has to be determined to punish the strongest offenders. But in Kali Yuga, if you see, as Kali Yuga is progressing, what is happening? People who are at the topmost, at the highest power, they are very scared to, punish their closed ones. But that is not the case in case of Maharaj Parikshit. He is ready to even, take the strongest step of punishing even the demigods. That is how strong and responsible Maharaj Parikshit is executing his duties as a very responsible king. But nowadays in Kali Yuga, you can see that when politicians come, they're just giving you false hopes, right? Some time back I had narrated a story as to how they come and they give false hopes, and people are falling it for each and every time. And so that is what Srila Prabhupada tells. So you until and unless you want to be cheated, nobody can cheat you, because you're willing to get cheated. Somebody is coming and cheating you. So that is how politicians, they're giving all false hopes that I'll do this. I will give. I will protect the citizens. We are doing it for the welfare of the citizens. All this is false hopes. But Maharaj Parikshit is not just talking in the air. He is just not telling the bull that, okay, even if it is a demigod, I will punish. And once the bull tells it is a demigod, it is not that Parikshit Maharaj is going to run away. No, because he has such a strong background, he is being trained to do so, and he is being empowered by the Supreme Lord. Maharaj Parikshit is not just giving false hopes. He is ready to punish the offender, however strong. That is what Srila Prabhupada is writing in the translation. Even if he's armed, even if the demigod is with his armor and various decorations packed with weapons, Maharaj Parikshit is ready to punish them. So that is how a king should be. That is how a leader should be. He has to take the entire responsibility. Not that when the situation and circumstance is favorable, he acts accordingly, and when he comes to know that he is in difficulty, he runs out of the battlefield. That is not a good quality of a Kshatriya, right? Here we are seeing how it is the soldiers who are at the border and who are fighting, and all the people all the leaders who are being elected by the people, they are sitting in an AC room, munching some exotic fruits, and they are relaxing. But who are the people? The soldiers are the people who are fighting at the borders. But what do they tell? They tell that, oh, we are here to give you protection. But are they actually doing it? No. The claim that they make is something else from the reality. But here we can see as to how such a noble king has is such an example Maharaj Parikshit is setting, that he is ready to go to any extent to protect his citizens. And Srila Prabhupada tells that is how a leader should be, that is how a king should be. He should not be scared for anything. He should be ready to punish all those who are not abiding to the laws of God. So that is one of the takeaway points that we can take from today's words, that whatever extent possible, we have to, how Maharaj Parikshit is going to any extent possible to protect his devotees. In the similar manner, even we has we are all empowered by Srila Prabhupada, so we can get inspired by Parikshit Maharaj. We can follow the footsteps of Parikshit Maharaj, and even we can extend ourselves to preach the glories of the Lord. How Maharaj Parikshit is going far and beyond his capacity to protect the citizens of his kingdom, to uplift dharma. In the similar way, we all are being empowered by Srila Prabhupada, by our Srila Gurudev. In the similar manner, we can preach the glories of Lord Chaitanya and get the mercy of the Supreme Lord. So these were some of the points that I could get from today's verse. Thank you all for your patient hearing. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, पतित पावन गुरु महाराज की जय।